This podcast is part of the OIW Podcasting Network.
Hey guys, today's show I have two guests on, Mike Forte and Tyler Aero. They both have been on the show before, but I wanted to get them on together as their tag team, Airstrike. They got multiple tag titles. Mike Forte is the HPW champion right now, and we do talk about all those. This is a great chat, and we just kind of talk, catch up, shoot the shit, have fun, and those are some of my favorite podcasts to do. I just want to say thanks to both of them for coming on the show. A little bit of a delay in releasing the show because I did record this one in December. Life has been absolutely crazy, just like for everybody. But hope you guys will enjoy this one. And I'll talk to you on the back half. Good morning, good evening, good night. How is everybody doing today? I have a fantastic podcast for you guys because I have two returning guests. I have Mike Forte and Tyler Aero. I have Airstrike on the show. How's the day going, guys?
Going great, man. Nice to see you again.
And I am watching them on video, and they don't know which one to actually. They looked at each other who wanted to talk first.
The one-on-one made sense last time, and it's like, who's gonna do the talking? Who's gonna? Whoa.
I mean, it's even the same in promos, though. It's always like, okay, you want to? Am I gonna start? Who's gonna start? Was that me or you? I don't know.
My stuff is closed, so I'm just going to ignore that for now and move on because I can edit that out. It's lovely.
Awesome.
Yeah. No, my editing skills have actually got a kind of a step up. And going to be trying to do the video podcast at some point. Not this particular one because I'm not there yet. Because I'm just learning all the brand new software and got to say a thank you to Eddie Fossler for turning me on to StreamYard because it is a fantastic program that is so easy to use. I can't mess this up. It's like literally just point and click, and it's just like I can make banners and throw people's websites on or their pro wrestling t-shirt stores, and because I'm actually trying to get better at this shit. But yeah, so how many titles do you guys currently have? Because I'm losing track.
Well, together or separately is the question, I'd say.
Right. I'm still, even though I've only been able to defend it once, and it makes me sad. I'm hoping that we're able to do some taping soon, and I can actually get some defenses under the belt. HPW champion right now for Hamilton Pro Wrestling. Nick and I are also the current Courage Pro Wrestling tag team champions. We won them literally 3 days before lockdown.
I mean, yeah. We were in Peterborough, and Peterborough was essentially already on lockdown practically at that point.
It was like eggshells.
Yeah.
Like that whole show, the amount of sanitizer, and like everyone was wearing gloves. Travis Moore goes out because he's like, no, I'm gonna high five the fans. So he puts on rubber gloves to high five the fans as he's spraying his hand with disinfectant between each one. It was great.
Yeah. Class act.
And we just recently acquired the PWO Trios titles along with our Trios partner Scumbag Yates.
Yeah.
That is awesome. Congratulations, guys. I would clap, but that would throw the mic levels right off. So, little one.
Yeah, there we go.
The gold clap.
Yeah. Cool. So at the end of everything, Mike here has 3, and I only have 2. So I gotta find one belt at one promotion to make this equal.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, so we can hold the gold together because we still got it. We still got to go for MCW's tag belts in Brantford. That's a goal. That's a goal.
That is definitely a goal.
Oh yeah. And well, if you ever come back from the dead for No Ring North and they get a title, maybe there. Who knows?
Yeah, I guess we're breaking that fourth wall with social media and podcasts. But I mean,
He's alive.
Yeah.
I mean, I came back to life in the body bag at the end, so it's all
Oh yeah. So
He's
you're not actually dead. So well, it makes me happy. And
Was the other sister actually a dead man?
yeah. Or I'm well with the quarantine. I wouldn't put it past zombies right now. So who knows?
We have a vaccine coming out, so I guess that'll be evolved into the T virus. So we got a little bit of Resident Evil in there.
Yep.
We'll see.
Oh yeah. And I do want to. First thing I do want to ask: why the love of sushi? I am a sushi fan, but what is it with your obsession with you two and going for sushi and then posting it all over socials and making my fat ass hungry at work?
That's one of the shirts, Indy.
I can grab a shirt. Well, if it's going to be audio, it's not really going to show up on the screen or anything. But we made tank tops during the summer that are sushi themed. Aero came up with the design of it, where it's literally a maki roll with the letters spelling airstrike in the rolls being picked up by chopsticks and just a rocket flying in the background.
Yep.
And who was it? Clay Wilson at first was like, man, that's something, I don't know if that's going to sell. And we have
he's not a fan. He's not a fan for some reason.
He's not a fan, but then we have like 9 left.
Yeah.
I would honestly buy that shirt. And oh shit, I just noticed you're wearing your tag team partner's shirt.
I am. I worked out in it today.
I forgot to wear. I forgot to wear mine. Sometimes we're good. We're on the same page with that. Like we even unintentionally, I'll wear his shirt. He'll wear mine.
We're at training one day. I'm wearing this, and he's wearing my shirt, and we're like, yeah.
Yep. We were on point that day.
Oh yeah, because tag teams are amazing things, and I love watching tag team wrestling with actual tag teams who work together. And because two guys just getting thrown together for a match is one thing, but then there's the tag team
first. You're talking about my first few months there before me and Mike were together. I was the man of 1,000 tag partners.
You were with Charles Black Wolf, Tantrum, Jake Jones, Pretty Ricky for a couple of times in MCW. Like you looked like you had a lot of fun with Pretty Ricky.
Yep.
And, who else were you with?
I tagged with Evan Greenaway a couple times with him. You know, it's and they were all over the place too. It wasn't even just one promotion. I was just, this tag team might work. This tag team might work. This tag team might work. And I don't know. Everything kind of just fell through, and then Airstrike came to be shortly thereafter.
Oh, yeah. Rip was a partner once or twice as well, wasn't it? You tagged with Rip like a couple of times.
No. Oh yeah. In SKM, we tagged together twice, I believe.
Yeah. So I tagged with him once, and then the three of us tagged together in the first HWE main event.
Oh yeah, that was a blast.
Oh, that was a show and a half.
Wait, we completely disregarded the question.
Oh yeah, we just kind of went right off the sushi thing. Basically, I will talk. Remember when we did our podcast, just you and me, and I started a conversation on food and just kind of went off the rails for like a good 20 minutes. You and I.
Oh yeah, because I am a cook, and I'm going to actually put it on the podcast now. I'm going to be entering a cooking competition soon, which is going to be fun. I don't want to give details because, pardon?
Well, what's the theme of it? Is it any certain style, or is it like?
It is. You have 6 ingredients. That's it.
Sushi.
Yeah. Sushi. Can have 6.
I can cut sushi. I cannot roll sushi. It's a trick. I don't know. I can do it, but my stuff is really messy. I have the proper knives for it, and it tastes good. It just does not doesn't have that tight roll to it. And I'm a guy who I've been rolling joints for about 25 years now, and I cannot roll sushi for the life of me. I can roll you the nicest joints on the planet. And a little throwback, when I was 16, my dad found my stash, and he taught me how to roll because he said, my son is not passing this to people. This is garbage. Like it, and he points at smoke will be coming out of here. This is not rolled right. It's not taped up right. What you do, you take this part. So instead of giving me a whole bunch of shit, my dad taught me how to properly roll. One-handed. One-handed. And it just like, yeah. And that's the most mind-blowing moment I've had as a child. A, finding out my dad is an old school hippie. And B, finding out it's growing in my yard, because I had no idea. I was a fucking kid, right? I didn't know what the plant looked like. I'm used to little tiny dime bags, right? So yeah, that was my childhood growing up there. So that was a little interesting. Apple software update just popped up. I have a PC. I don't know why Apple software update is needed for my computer. But
yeah, my favorite is when I get those scam phone messages where it's like, oh, your RBC bank account might have been hacked. Please sign in here. It's like, I'm BMO. Like, at least get the right bank. Come on.
I'm RBC.
And Mike, those numbers on your little card, could you say those out there? Bank card, BMO, trying to be funny. Yeah, the joke totally flopped, and now I find it even more funny.
Sorry, we went off track again with basically the whole thing with the sushi thing is I talk a lot about food. If I start going on a food roll, I'll just keep going. I'll make everyone around me hungry talking about something. And I brought up sushi eventually, and Nick was like, oh my God, I love sushi. And right away, I'm like, have you been to Atami Sushi? It's up on Centennial. It's the best place in Hamilton. Yeah. And he's like, you got to take me one day. So we've been going quite a bit.
Yeah. Over the last year and a half now or so.
There's this little dim sum place in downtown Toronto. Gotta send you guys it's not sushi food I had in my entire life. It is, they bring out these little plates with 4 to 6 pieces on them, and it's absolutely amazing. A buddy of mine brought me there, and you think the place is a total dive. It looks like right out of the 70s, to the napkins and to the tablecloths, and it's just like, oh great, they only have 3 kinds of terrible beer. Ed, I guess I'll drink that. And then they bring out the food, and it's like, oh my God, this is the best food I've had in years. Yeah. And it's just one of those. Yeah.
A lot of the times, those little hole in the wall places have the best stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Just don't go into their kitchens. I was a restaurant manager for 20 years. I'm terrified of other people's other people's kitchens because little OCD with the cleaning. People.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But never mind. They're a much. You want to have a bit of a nightmare right now. I kid you not. A friend of mine was working at a restaurant. He's one of the line cooks. They told him during his shift to go clean the toilets, then get back to cooking.
I didn't even know that. This is the first time I'm hearing this.
He quit right then and there.
Wow.
He told them straight up to go F themselves. Yeah. And he left. He's like, no, this is, I should not be touching any of that. You have to have staff doing that. That's unsanitary. And he's like, well, it's got to get done, and I chose you. And he's like, well, I'm leaving. And he left.
Separate job.
Yeah.
Separate.
Oh, I've had so many. One of the issues I work with, a company had me painting the ceiling as a restaurant manager. That was set to. I put my 2 weeks in that day. I'm like,
yeah.
You do know if I do this and get on a 12-foot ladder because I have experience with ladders and all my height stuff. Oh well, you have all the paperwork. I'm like, That's not my job.
Yeah.
I will quit right now. And I quit, and then I started working at Rec Room. So, yeah.
Yep.
And now I no longer work in the food industry, and I'm happy to cook again. It's lovely.
You got your joy back, basically.
Yeah, like I cook something very simple on the weekend. I just cooked some my weekend the past couple days. But it was banana muffins just with chocolate chip, something nice and simple. And I changed I threw a couple spices in there, just nutmeg and cinnamon. And it was amazing. Like my kids actually, I think I made 24. There's 4 left because the kids got into them and they left me 4. I'm like, guys, I was supposed to take some of these into work, but okay.
The same thing happens to us when we get around muffins. You start with 24, you end up with 4, and then before you know it, there's 2 left for each of us.
Yep.
Yep. But did you eat 12 each first, or did they just mysteriously go missing like a lot of my food does?
So I guess it depends. It's a little bit of both, I'd say. I walk away, I got food sitting there, it's gone when I get back, but he swears he didn't eat it.
Oh, yeah. Which kind of just magically happens when you go out to places with their food, especially with nachos. If you go to the bathroom and you're waiting on nachos, when you come back, there's no more nachos.
Yeah, don't go to the bathroom when there's food on the table.
Yeah. And they're just like, really, really need to go. But, and people have said, if you go, this food will be gone. Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. I guess we're ordering a second.
Oh, that's another thing I miss right now are the after show meals.
Yes.
With the guys. I miss that so much right now.
Oh, yeah.
Going to quarantine life a little bit. What changes have you guys had? Because I have had a lot, like personality-wise, family-wise. Well, I'm a disposable, essential worker. I'm an essential worker. Not disposable. I'm not supposed to say that. People get offended. But
Nick was also essential. We made ourselves essential where I'm working because we basically played it very close to the chest to the point where other rinks around us started doing exactly what we were doing. And as restrictions lightened up, a lot of places were following our lead. So we actually weren't even shut down the entire time because we're like, okay, if the buildings are allowing this few amount of people, and if we time each rental out like this, we will never go over the quota. And we actually made a good amount of money this year, just business-wise, and just making it work because no one was going to any other rinks because they were closed. We were the only rink. We were one of 4 rinks in all of Ontario that were open during the pandemic. We were only closed for about 5 or 6 weeks.
Oh, wow.
That was it.
Yeah, just because myself, I work at a large company. Okay, fuck it. Edit it out, Justin. I work as one of the tire monkeys, right? Make sure you edit that out. It's in my contract. I can't mention anything on this show. But I have seen some crazy ass shit in the past few months. Just like anti-maskers coming in, doing protests, and putting their children in front of them so to avoid the police from arresting them. I had to be restrained. I had to be restrained because from my boss. My boss grabbed both of my arms because you guys know how I got a very big soft spot for kids. Yep. You guys know me a little bit. You know how I probably felt at that exact moment in time. Like I went tomato red, and my boss said, "Okay, you're on break. You walk that way. Go that way." And then he's like, and then he followed me outside to make sure I didn't get myself in trouble. Yeah. What's some other things? Assault has actually went up now, which is great. Somebody touched my wife in public, and I punched him in the face. because he
shit.
put. Okay, may want to edit this out too because may have some legal ramifications. And the cop said, "Don't press charges against him. You're going to lose because he touched my wife." Grabbed her by the hips, moved her so he could go past. I slugged him in the mouth, broke his tooth.
Oh,
Shit.
Just people, yeah. It just, I didn't even think, man. It would just like, I saw someone touching my wife and I punched him in the face. And I'm not a violent dude.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
And it's
definitely
on-
of all places to grab you by the hips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
It's if he would have said any words in any way, shape, or form, and not touched my lovely wife. Yeah, and I'm the least violent guy I know, and I just kind of snapped a little bit, and I find everyone, including myself, is just on edge now most of the time going out, and
Yeah.
Have you guys seen any craziness or just kind of the? Well, you one of you's a vampire, so he doesn't go out during the day much.
Wait, is that about me?
Yeah, you.
We're the new group now.
Yeah.
We need a gangrel.
Yeah. We're scumbag.
Well, yeah, there you go. He's our gangrel.
Yeah, no, I personally haven't seen a whole lot of craziness. Like I said, like I'm a night shift worker, so I mean, I'm in bed by noon. I mean, the craziness I see is at work, and I wouldn't even call it crazy. I just call it going to work.
Yep. The
Yeah.
work stress for you.
Yeah, it's just the common stress of a night shift job, whatever kind of thing, you know.
I've had for the most part, like I hadn't really seen much. The only time I've really seen any like the COVID craziness has, I guess, been at the rink with some parents just questioning everything, and it's like,
Yeah.
well, okay, we gave you all the reasons,
Yeah.
but you're still saying that like, oh, we can do this. It's like, no, we just told you why you can't do
Yeah.
that. It's like, well, that's bullcrap, and it's like, we can't let you do this right now because if bylaw comes by, we shut down and your kids get no ice time whatsoever.
Yep.
So as long as you follow the guidelines that we have to put in place, people get their ice time. It's like, we understand you want to watch your kid and you're concerned about their safety, but there's almost no one on the ice. You have two coaches out there. You're literally outside. If something happens, they'll either get one of us or one of them will come get you, at which point we will bring you inside.
Yep.
Simple as that. Like,
Because you got to keep
I
the
don't
numbers
think, like-
under 20, I think, right? 20 is the max,
Yeah.
because of the space.
oh,
Yeah.
total. At first, we were only having 5 people per rink, and
Okay.
that's how we were able to make our money for it. Is just having private sessions.
Oh yeah,
But even then, even with that small amount of people, it's like they're not playing games. Why are you putting so much stress on everyone? Because you
Mhm.
have to see them sit around in a circle and stick handle.
Yeah.
And
and
they're like, oh, I got to make sure he's not dragging ass. I'm like, that's what the coach is there for.
and also, like growing up as a kid who did sports, I performed better, I found, when my parents weren't there, to be perfectly honest, because I was always a nervous kid, making sure especially when my dad was there. Love him to death. It just, when he was there watching me, I always underperformed every single time. Like when I was doing baseball, I could not hit a damn thing when he was there. Just my nerves were up. I wasn't having fun. Just him being there, I couldn't do what I normally do. Like, I was a baseball guy, right? He was there. When he was there, it's like I'm underhand tossing it to these kids and they're smoking it 200 yards. So
If you were a baseball guy, you should get Wade Allen on your podcast too sometime.
I've already had him there twice. You don't listen to the show.
I'm a nice worker, man.
I was gonna say, like, I'm pretty sure he had Wade on here like not too long ago as well.
Well, I've been
Like,
seeing
Oh,
Wade
yeah.
does so many podcasts now, man. It's unreal.
yeah, Wade's been
Because-
getting around with the
You want to know why? He is so much fun to talk to. He's a genuine nice guy, and the conversations. He's a great talker. And I actually did a podcast with Wade and Travis Moore.
I knew about that. I knew about that.
Okay. And did they tell you how the podcast went?
No, they did not.
Basically, those two insulting each other for like an hour, and I just sat here kind of here watching. I'm like, okay, Travis, it's been an hour and 10 minutes. Do you want to do the Guilmy Talks 10? Sure. I'm like, one of the shows I lost complete control of, which is awesome, but it was so fun. Oh yeah, it was just really fun, and it just went kind of broke.
Oh yeah, watching those two insult each other is it's quite a reality show, I like to say.
we get it at training. It's a fun additive to the training sessions. Yeah.
Definitely. Oh, and speaking of training, how has training been during the quarantine? Has it been sporadic? Has it been kind of steady? Because I know every school is different, and handling every county is different. Like Duke's Academy is totally shut down by the City of London. I know that crossbody can have some, but not all kind of things, because they keep flip-flopping for them. The Toronto schools, I have no idea what's going on there because I don't live there. But how has Hamilton Pro been doing?
Rip's been running it roughly the same time frames. It's just he's not letting in that many people at a time. He's keeping it under a certain amount of people. There have been a couple of times where it went like maybe one or two over what he wanted because he didn't expect people to drop in. And other than that, like, I've still at least been able to go once a week. You've been able to go at least once a week or every couple of weeks.
It's been a little while with everything going on, Christmas, work, and everything. So I got to get back into shape. I got to get back into a shape that isn't starting to be round.
Because you got to start bumping. You guys got to start bumping again soon because I want to start seeing you guys more. That's about it. Oh no, I got the chance to interview my favorite podcaster the about 2 weeks ago. Currently editing the show to put up. And he told me about StreamYard and noise reduction, Levelator. We did basically a podcast nerd show. And I think maybe 2 people will listen to it, maybe. But the people who do are going to learn a lot. Because then I found out afterwards, he teaches podcasting at a university. It is a university-accredited course.
I had no idea that was a course.
Well, it's the States, so who knows?
That's true. Never know.
Okay, we've talked the quarantine. We've talked tag team bouts. Talked about sushi. So,
you can always talk about that.
Oh yeah, no, I can talk food all day, man. I do it at work, and the guys at work just hate me for it because I'm like, okay, what about this? And then they will go to like Fast Eddie's and get like 3 of the cheapest looking burgers I've ever seen. I'm like, how can you guys eat this? Well, because it's cheap. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I totally get that. But
I know your pain. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, and I've started drinking straight tequila lately.
Oh, I have bad stories about that. I got bad stories about that.
Now, were you drinking mezcal or were you drinking tequila? They are served as like 100% agave stuff where you can drink it, and since there's no sugar in it, you don't get hangovers.
I certainly didn't have that. I certainly didn't have that.
All right, you were drinking mezcal, which is spiked with sugarcane, my good friend, and that is not good. Actually, Chris Tidwell taught me all about tequilas because it was the one spirit I didn't know, and he's like, "I'm going to give you a phone call." I'm like, "Okay," and he taught me about all the stuff to actually look for on the bottles and where to get it from, and I'm like, "Okay, cool." And once the quarantine's gone, he's taken me out to all of his local spots and getting me hammered, which terrifies me. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Mine, yeah, Patron's a tequila, right?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
We went to a convention, and we went to this one panel. John St. John, he's the voice of Duke Nukem and a few other video game characters. He's allergic to a lot of forms of alcohol except for tequila. And a friend of mine was there. I basically was like, okay, he got white girl wasted, basically.
Wasted.
Within the span of, I'd say, under 10 minutes, I can't count how many shots he had. I think he at least had a dozen in less than 10 minutes while he was drinking a thermos of rum and Coke right beforehand. And, oh boy, poor guy. I stayed with him in the hotel lobby for about 5 hours until he woke up, and I brought him back to the hotel. 6 a.m. He only woke up because he's like, my body alarm clock. This is the time I wake up for work.
Yep.
I stayed up the whole time because I'm like, there's no one here. The door is right there. We're in Detroit. I'm not leaving you in a hotel lobby where no one's here in the middle of Detroit. and he's getting mad at me. Like, he goes, why are you still here? You should be going to get your sleep. I'm like, why are you yelling at me? I'm staying here until you're good to stand. Are you good to stand? Goes up. Nope. It's like, nope.
And I'll be honest, this podcast has worked perfectly fine. Cut out a little bit on the name. Who are you talking about?
You wouldn't know. He's a friend of mine. His name is Richard.
Okay.
Yeah,
No, I'm just if it's an Ontario wrestler, I would love that story. But
you might have seen him at a few shows as well. He tries to come out as often as possible. He kind of looks a little bit like a skinnier Wolverine. He's got the chops coming down most of the time. He's always wearing one of the guys' shirt.
He had a pimpin' Galaxy suit that one time.
Yes, he had a Galaxy suit on one time as well. And he got permission to wear it to a couple of our friends asked us to be their plus ones at a wedding, and he's like, It's like, my old suit doesn't fit me right now. I do have this Galaxy spacesuit. Can I get permission to wear this to the wedding? He asked the bride, and she's like, yes, I would be mad if he doesn't wear it. He was the talk of the whole wedding. And it's like, man, you're not supposed to take the attention away from the bride. They're talking more about you than they are the bride.
The day I meet a woman that says, like, easygoing is to let someone wear a Galaxy suit to a wedding, I've made it. Yeah, I found the one.
Oh, yeah. Because find a woman who lets you do what you want to do and who you would do anything for. That's... Oh, sorry, I'm being all sentimental. Today I'm with my wife for 21 years.
Oh, congratulations.
Oh, yeah, congratulations.
Happy
buddy.
anniversary.
Yeah. Yep. Today we actually went on our first date, and she's letting me do a podcast with you guys. So, once again, find that woman that will let you do whatever your heart desires and stand behind you with whatever crazy ideas you come up with. So, and you guys, that's it. Or sorry, man, I'm not sure about your guys' preferences anymore. I'm old. I don't know the world very well. I have no idea. That's all. I made a faux pas the other day. Oh yeah, no, just because and that's one thing I'm trying to get better at is trying to actually care about other people's opinions a little bit and not just being the fuck you guy and being like,
yeah. I hear you on that one. I hear you there.
Oh yeah.
Most of the time I'm like, I really don't care. This doesn't actually affect me in any way, shape, or form. Why should I care?
Yeah.
Yeah. it's just a lot of the modern day stuff because I'm getting older. I'm starting to get to the age where I don't understand people anymore, or what's going on, or what's hip, or what's not, or what's going on. So I just I do my thing. I go home, and I enjoy life. That's the most that I can do. And people are telling me that's a good thing.
Yeah, all I'm getting out of this right now is the old Abe Simpson quote. He's like, "Oh, you're not down with the old man. Oh, used to be it. Then they changed what is. Now what's it now is weird and scary to me. And that'll happen to you." Yeah.
And that quote is becoming more and more. It resonates with me more and more because I found out Travis Moore's age the other day, and I'm like, I've at a wrestling show. I've called you horrible things. I'm a bad person now. And then he just kind of burst out laughing, and I'm like, "Yep."
Hey, people mistake our age all the time.
Yep.
All the time.
Yep. I think we talked about this on the last podcast as well.
Oh yeah.
Because there's a 10-year gap between us.
Yeah.
But everyone still thinks he's older than me, and it's the other way around.
Yeah. I don't understand why.
No, I don't understand why either. You guys both look good for your ages. And and the other week I got ID'd, and my wife found it hysterical that the cashier, I was buying paraphernalia at the time, and the cashier did the math wrong and thought I was 50.
Wow.
You're more than qualified.
Yeah, she's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
That also paraphernalia.
Yeah.
See, I don't know if this comes off as a brag, but I mean, I like beer stores and stuff stopped IDing me when I was like 17. Like,
well,
like I'm 17. I was 17, covered in tattoos, and I had a beard going on. I think I got caught once, maybe twice.
Oh, yeah. Well, then there's and then the kids who my wife was laughing so hard she had to actually leave the store because she had to take off her mask so she could breathe. She had to leave.
Oh yeah.
And then the cashier brings over the other person working and tells her the story while I'm standing there waiting for her to hit the debit button so I can pay and leave.
Yeah, I just want to get out of there by that point.
Oh yeah, I'm just standing here like, oh, all right, I'm the ass of everyone's joke. My wife's laughing at me. These kids are laughing at me. I'm like, Abe Simpson is a wonderful person. But yeah, so one thing, last real question, how are you both doing during the quarantine? Besides missing stuff, are you guys doing okay?
I'd say okay for the most part. I mean, like discussed before, we're being on a night shift. I mean, like even today, what time is it? It's now 9:00. I've been up for a full 24 hours because I got off work I got up for work at 9:00 last night, and it started at midnight or 1, I don't know, something like that. And now I got off at 10 o'clock this morning, and now it's 9:00 at night. So I've been up for 24 hours now.
He's running off of your 8th cup of coffee?
8 cup of coffee, an espresso with some Sambuca in it.
I forgot.
And then I had an energy drink on my break at lunch today too. So realistically, I'm here, but I'm not here.
As soon as your head hits that, you're done.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I'm at the point where now I feel like I've just come down from that adrenaline high of a match, where it's like I can go home and sleep, no problem. I can lay down on this table in front of us and fall asleep, no problem.
Well, the other thing you've been doing during quarantine recently has been learning your way of cooking.
Yeah, I've been learning to cook too. I'm sure. I think you've seen some of my stuff, Justin.
Yep, I have, and I'm like, oh, he's actually cooking now. This is great.
It's honestly, it's not. I'm gonna because we're both guilty of this. I'm gonna underplay it. It is nothing special in my opinion, but it is improvement from the boxes of Kraft Dinner and the Mr. Noodles and the fast food and all the shit that I've eaten over the last little while. So now,
It's fresh fruit, not processed.
Yeah, and it's
that
I'm actually learning to cook. So if you know any women out there who like a man who can cook, send them to me in a month or two, and we'll be good to go.
There you go.
Well, I do have sister-in-laws and many female friends. So actually, I do know a girl in Hamilton who's single. So do you like being tied up?
Like tied up in a relationship or tied up on a bedpost? Like, you got to specify for me here.
The answer is yes.
Yes.
I'm just making up horrible jokes, and he took me seriously. He is very tired.
That's what I'm saying, man. In 24 hours, you could tell me the sun is really the moon and the moon's really the sun, and I'll believe you at this point.
Oh yeah, you'll just be like, natural light. Get away.
Yeah.
He'll probably have more coffee after this before we take off.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it's just, I don't know. I feel the sleep deprivation makes this a little more entertaining on my part, because I don't know if you've seen my promo work. You've definitely seen my promo work. I'm a horrible talker sometimes.
Oh, you have phoned in a couple of times for the promo that will be going up on some of the PWO stuff that you did. Like, you really phoned it in on that one. That was definitely your best.
Yeah, well, I finished that promo like, who the fuck was that guy? Like, we were talking because it's a podcast, so I can break the fourth wall. It took me like 6 tries to film a promo for an internet championship match at PWO once. It took me 6 tries. And even the last one, I was not satisfied with it. And I don't even think I ended up actually seeing the final cut of it. I don't even think they aired it because it was just shit. So
hey,
then
man.
fast forward. What's that?
Oh, no, I'm just saying, I'm a guy with a stutter, a lisp, and nervous issues and anxiety. And I do a podcast with complete strangers mostly of the time. We all have things we can all work towards and try to get better, right?
Well, that's where I think, this whole COVID thing, as much as, it sucks for the world and everyone underneath it, it was kind of a good eye-opener. Like, I've taken more time now to work on things that I've never actually thought to work on, which I'm guilty of that. People have been telling me to work on my promos for years. And, I was always like, you know what, I'll get to it because, I just never did it. And then now that I'm in a scenario where, I got the time, I have the resources, I have the people around me to point me in a direction or something like that. It made it a lot easier. And I mean, just not even just in wrestling in general, there's cooking on top of the promos. And then now there's, I'm starting to kind of getting in better into the customizing aspect, like with the designing of the sushi shirt.
Yeah.
We made that summer, which was during COVID.
Yeah, you sent that to me and I'm like, we're putting that on a shirt.
Yeah, it was originally a joke.
Yep.
And it was just funny. I was bored. It was late one night, and I was like, you know what? I kind of like this. So I sent it off, and it was like, what do you think?
I'm like, we're doing it. We're throwing it on tank tops. We got our summer stuff, and then we're almost sold out.
Yeah. Within, 2 weeks, we had it, something like that, 2-3 weeks, we had it made.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because I was going to actually, I don't know who I messaged, but I messaged one of you guys about getting an Airstrike shirt the next time you're in London.
I think it
quarantine hit.
Because I remember seeing you at my Death Proof debut. I think that's when we initially discussed it.
Oh yeah.
And then
because it also Death Proof shows, I don't remember much about them after. I tend to.
I'm pretty sure you have we took a picture together, and I'm assuming the guy that you were hanging out with, I can't remember who it was, but the guy you were hanging out with at the time must have been having a few drinks too, because I remember the quality of that picture. It looked like, he was holding the phone. It was just shaky. He took the picture.
Yeah, he was the most sober of our group, so he was in charge of photos, and that's how good they turned out. So, yeah.
Yeah, but I think that's when we initially discussed it, and then I believe we talked, I think it was when I did my podcast with you. I think we talked about it before we started recording.
Yeah.
I think that might have been the case.
And eventually I will get that shirt. Whether whether it's a tank top or you guys are main eventing, I don't know, Smash, Destiny, there's the biggest ones in on Ontario, because I think you guys definitely can. But
the goal is improvement.
Absolutely.
The goal is improvement. The goal is progress.
Oh yeah, just like I'll use myself as an example here. Over the quarantine, I have really tried to be a better podcaster, talking about my shows and stuff, and getting more on social media active, and still working on the OIW Podcast Network site. And I realized I am no artist and I don't understand website design. So a friend of mine's helping me and teaching me. So I'm a slow learner, and I have become a better husband and father. And my wife and kids have actually said that, because I'm here more, and not just I'm not quote unquote this guy anymore.
Oh yeah.
Best advice anybody gave me: cut out notifications on your phone.
Yeah.
So it's not. It's not.
I got you, because most of the time when I'm on my phone, I just want to get rid of the notifications.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like all the random stuff pops up. Like my least favorite one is, so and so posted something. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
They're my friend.
To their Facebook story. And someone post that you've never even seen before yet. So I mean, like, what's the relevancy?
Yeah, it's just those things. And Mike, have you worked on anything besides your gigantic arms?
Sorry, you're cutting out a little bit there.
Oh, sorry. Mike,
gigantic arms. You cut out a little bit there. Sorry.
No worries. What I said is, Mike, have you been working on anything except for your gigantic arms?
It's like my arms are definitely. I've been trying to work on basically, I'm trying to work on the body during quarantine. I'm actually the heaviest I've ever been. I'm just shy of 210.
Oh wow!
Right now, so like the bulk's nearing the end. I need to do a shout out to Justin Sane for all the wonderful things he's helped me out with in terms of keeping track of calories, the cut workouts, the bulk workouts that he sent me. Like, I've never actually, I've tried beforehand with some trainers. I've never seen the results that I have with them that I do with Justin. So, big shout out to Justin Sane for all the help he's done for me, and also other than trying to work out and all that kind of stuff during quarantine, buying my own condo. I'm going to be moving out in about a year and a half as well. So been working towards that as well. Yeah.
And one thing, my gut doesn't hang over my belt anymore, so that's nice.
Hey, mine doesn't either.
Self-improvement is the best improvement.
Yep.
Yeah, here, I'll show you my horrible fat guy belt when I used to be 3 bills. And they just put more and more holes in it because I'm freaking cheap, right? So,
yep. You're almost double wrapping it now.
I need to buy a new belt. That's about it. It's this thing won't die. Yeah, I just shit. Yeah, the sorry about showing you that. That might have been inappropriate, as I just thought about it. I'm like,
yeah, you showed us a belt. Yeah, that's what we try and win in this industry, don't we?
Yeah.
But
I do want to touch on something before we get on to the next topic, because I remember that we were taught. Well, it was Facebook comments.
Oh yeah,
the condom story.
Yes, I actually have that written down, and I totally forgot to ask it because my bag is out of reach. I cannot reach it, and I'm just kind of winging this entire show. But please tell me the condom story, because I have no idea, and people keep messaging about it. So
There's quite a bunch of people that do and don't know, and I mean everyone's got their own variation of it.
Mhm.
But I mean, you're talking to the two guys that were in the ring that night,
Yeah.
you know. So this was before we were a tag team, let alone Airstrike.
Yeah.
You know, this was our first time being in a ring together in an actual match setting. Because other than that, it would have been what I think 6 months before that we were in a training match together. But it was 6 months.
Oh no, it was a long time before that because I was hurt at that point.
That's right.
So I was off for a good.
So then, it would have been a year before that or so.
Yeah, it was a year since basically that training match that we were even in the ring together, and that was like my third match back. Because it was HWE, then I wrestled Stone, and then it was you.
Yes.
That was it. You were my third match back from that injury.
And, you know, we weren't really sure what we were really going to do. We ended up doing everything.
Because we tried to do a little too much, but the match ended up being a lot of fun and well received by the fans that were there. And at the end of the match, we announced, how would you like to see us team up? They loved it. And then...
So what ended up happening, and I think it was at the beginning of the match.
It was about 3 minutes in.
Yeah, I think we had just we'd done a lockup and some back and forth and some chain. I think it led to a double kip up type of stare down moment between the two of us. And then, you know, the crowd gave the ovation and we're getting ready to go again. And as you see, I wear glasses. So when I say it isn't the greatest to begin with, it's I can get by. And I see something just slide under the bottom rope, and I'm not too sure what it is because again, wearing my glasses, I'm in the ring, and I look down and I'm like, I still couldn't tell what it is, so I pick it up, and I look at it, and it's a fucking condom.
Right before he picks it up, I'm like, that's a condom.
Yeah,
who threw a condom?
But thankfully, and I get this question a lot, and I'm sure you have gotten it a few times. It was not an open condom. It was in the. Everyone asked because it was, you know, the area that it was in of Hamilton. A lot of people asked, was it an open condom? Did it have you know what in it and all this other jazz? And I'm like, no, it was sealed. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I dropped it right away. It was because I was more so like surprised. Like you said, who throws a condom in a ring?
I kicked it out of the ring and I'm like, family show, get this out of here.
Yeah. And we soon came to realize, because I didn't even notice even as the match went on, there was this woman there. And I'm not going to say she was on something, but she might have been on something. Because from what I heard, I didn't see this. Like, there's plenty of people who could tell you many different stories of all the different things they saw. But this woman was, you know, bumping on the ground herself for whatever reason. And apparently, from what I was told from Dyl and Graydon, she headbutt the ring post.
Like straight on, and it didn't even phase her. Like, I've taken that ring post off the head before, and it fucking hurts. And this woman goes up to it, boom, and nothing. No sold it, like nothing.
Ultimately, I heard she was, you know, I think it was peacefully escorted from the building.
I do believe Justin Graves, from what I know, escorted her out. Because he's also got security background as well, so he took initiative to remove her from the building. She was somersaulting down the entrance ramp. Yeah, and apparently she yelled at someone during a match, and you know it was she yelled something. I can't remember who the match was, but she yelled something along the lines of "Your dad is having an affair, and I'm the one he's fucking," or something like that. Yes, and keep in mind, there's children at this show. You know, there's. No, you know, preteens at these shows. There's, you know, there's people with special needs that go to these shows, and you know, I'd say there was at least 16 kids at that show, like around 10 or under. Yeah, had to. And she was making a scene and a half. Apparently, she caused a ruckus outside too. She did. She was gone. Apparently, there was a microwave that she was like stabbing with a screwdriver or something. While we were putting away the ring. After the show, we found out that, she lives in those houses just like 3 doors down. Yeah. She was stabbing a microwave with a screwdriver, screaming at it, and there was a refrigerator out there as well that she was yelling at and having a conversation with, and we're like, that's the same woman, isn't it? like I don't want to talk
bad about her necessarily because, like, you know what? As much as I want to say she might have been on something, she also could have some type of mental issue. So I don't want to come off negative or anything, but that whole scenario is just, in general, caught me so off guard. And it all started with this condom in our match. Like, because this is our first time in a ring together, and you know, we got this whole shebang set up, and we're trying to blow the roof off the place. And okay, all tension is broken because now there's a condom in the ring. So now it's like complete broken kayfabe right there. Yep. Because breaking the fourth wall, what are you're gonna no sell a condom? You it's a condom. Even if you don't want to notice it, you're gonna notice it in the ring.
We locked up right after we got rid of it, and you're like, "Oh my God, what's next?" The condom completely distracted me.
I was so thrown off guard, like,
and I'm like, "Give me a sec." It's like, "Oh, we're going into this." All right, okay.
Yeah, it was something. Like, I can't say I've experienced anything like that. Like, that's the first and only, and I hope last time that ever happens to me, because, like, that was an unpleasant surprise, but it made for a pretty amusing story.
Yeah, because basically you bring it up slightly, and people just kind of raise the eyebrow.
Literally,
going,
what started? Because it was on my Facebook. What started today? And I was like, I found this post that made me laugh, especially given like the whole quarantine situation. And it said, if I could just be a stripper for one day to see the kind of money I'd make. And so I shared it. And I had like a caption with it. Like, I was like, people would probably throw like $2 in dimes at me, yelling, "Get off the stage," and pelting me with these dimes. But then before you know it, there's a bunch of comments, and someone, I think it was Dylan, comments, "Well, you've already had a condom thrown at you, so you're good there." and then I had to be curious, like, how many people still remember this? Because it was now it was a year
it was a little over a year ago.
Now it was a year and a half ago, and like, there's people to this day that do forget it. But then there's a huge amount of people that remember it like it was yesterday.
Yeah. You had like 40, 50 comments on it by the end of the day.
And so I put it in the post because I'm curious, how many of you have heard the condom story? And a lot of people have heard of it, apparently, be it from me, like somebody at the show, or if they just saw it, you know? And it's on footage. You can find it on Courage Pro Wrestling's YouTube channel. Like, they didn't cut it out. They kept it in there.
Oh, there was one other thing I remember about that night. After our match, later on in the night, Steve Brown was wrestling. And we told him the whole thing that happened in the match. And at that time, we didn't know that she got kicked out.
Yeah.
So Steve's like, "Okay, I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna get in her face. I'm gonna do a bunch of stuff with her."
Yeah.
And this was before she got kicked out. We pointed her out to him, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I know exactly what to do."
Yeah.
So Steve has his big entrance, and we can hear him from behind the curtain look around, going, "Where the hell did she go?" She had gotten kicked out by. Steve comes to the back because like all the wind was taken out of the sails.
Yeah.
Because he went in with a plan, and then she got kicked out, and he's like, "No." And that was his most disappointing. That was his biggest disappointment of the night, was he didn't have a chance to like get on her nerves or anything like that, or like work something with her just off the cuff.
Steve Brown is always.
Steve is a great heel. He can. Like, I love seeing that guy just mouth off to the crowd. Anybody who calls him big or fat or any of those things, he has like 40 quips. And I have never heard him say the same thing twice. It just, he's like, now
the guy's got like a 100-page novel of how many different ways he can get you back.
Oh, yeah.
He's very quick-witted, very smart on the microphone. He knows what to say, and his timing is always like on point with
impeccable,
it as well.
100%.
And also, he can just be naturally funny at times as well. Like, there are times where it's like it's a serious match. Someone says something in the crowd, and we're all laughing in the back.
Good old Jimmy Buffet.
Oh, that was great.
Oh, man. Backyard Pro was so much fun. So much fun. And if you guys have not seen Backyard Pro, go on YouTube. It is so much fun to watch.
It's worth it. You got hot shit Jay Wheeler. You got Geoff Hardy. You got Richard Tasty.
Oh my God.
Psychotic Michael.
Psychotic Michael. Detective Cook, you know, it goes on.
Oh, yeah.
Moonshine. Cornelius
Ruthador.
Easily my favorite.
Yeah.
Seeing like Justin Sane as a beat up elderly man was just amazing.
He
absolutely amazing.
Built like a brick house.
He killed it. No,
and
what got me was
he kind of hid his physique in the oversized clothes too. Like,
what got me was that segment with Steve Brown, Jimmy Buffet, where he's talking about not going to give a mouth-to-mouth precipitation
because there's a damn pandemic.
And he squeezes this hand sanitizer bottle under his hand, but he must have squirted 3/4 to the whole damn bottle on one hand, and all he heard was
and it's going at you. His hand is covered, and I instantly start dying. I'm like, that is amazing. I don't know why that's as funny as it is, but it's amazing.
So good.
I have seen people do that in real life.
Yep.
Because where people are showering in that shit, it just like pump, and then they're like up to the elbows, and I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Oh
yeah. And half of it smells like fucking vinegar now.
Yeah, like what the heck happened to all the good smelling hand sanitizer?
That's too expensive to make. They can make it cheaper and sell it at a profit.
Oh, dude, they're making it in beer vats now, and just like moonshine guys are making it, and they're just like whatever works.
You can clean a car with it.
Oh, you'll get the nail polish off your nails.
Yeah, you want me to shine your rims for you out there with that?
Ooh.
You know.
Holy crap! It worked.
Okay.
All clean.
And guys, I am going to wrap this up. I just want to say thank you very, very much for coming on. And
Definitely.
where can I get a plug for your socials, guys?
All right, you have a shorter list, so you go first.
Way shorter list. You can follow me on Facebook through Mike Forte. I have an Instagram, Mike Forte HPW. And my Gmail is mikeforte@gmail.com for booking reasons.
And also, guys, and I'm just going to throw out to all my U.S. listeners: book Airstrike as soon as the border is open. You will not be disappointed because they are an amazing tag team and two amazing guys. And
we're never short on hair conditioner.
Absolutely,
always got a hair conditioner. We're never short.
Also, hopefully, working the States is another goal of ours.
Definitely.
And
I should probably pull my. Yeah. Come on, it's 24 and a half hours now. So you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Facebook at Tyler Aero, and my Instagram and my Twitter and my YouTube are all the same. It's Tyler Aero. The second E is a 3. Because I'm edgy like that. The YouTube's videos, highlights. I think there's the video about the tattoo on there. There's a little history video presentation deal of our tag team.
Yeah.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. It's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I don't really need to get into that.
Yep.
And I don't have a Gmail.
So if you want to book, book Airstrike, email Mike, and he will figure that out.
Yeah, so, if you find me on social media, you can message me there. But I mean,
same thing.
Any platform works.
That's just a platform.
Shoot.
Oh yeah.
I'd say shoot us a text message. I'm putting my phone number on the
don't do it.
I've done that. I can't even say I've done that. Okay, quick little story before we wrap up. I have had and I don't want to sound rude, and I'm not even going to name names because I'm not that type of person. I have had wrestling fans, because I didn't know that a phone number was linked to my Facebook. So when I had my old phone number, I actually had to change it for this very reason. Wrestling fans got my phone number off my Facebook and started calling me and texting. And because I don't have these numbers saved, I'm not. But at the time, I was the type of person that answered to find out who it is. Now, if I don't know the number, I just let it.
Nope.
Now I just let it go, and I might text back. Wait, who is this again? You know. But yeah, so I explained that.
Yep. Oh yeah, because that's just crazy.
It got out of hand, man.
Oh wow! And we will talk more about that later. Not on the show. All right, guys. Thank you very, very much. And all right, guys. Have a wonderful night.
You too, buddy.
Thank you very much for having us, man.
And you're always welcome here. All right. Bye, guys. Hey, guys. I just want to say thanks for listening all the way through. And I just want to say a big, big thank you to Mike Forte and Tyler Aero for their time. I love talking to those guys. Go follow them on the socials and go check them out on YouTube. I know honestly, I think the two of those guys have a bright future in professional wrestling, and I'm just happy to talk to them now. Before we start seeing that tag team all over this country. Because honestly, I think those guys as a tag team would do great in Japan. I really do. I think they are that good. I think their style would really fit there. But that's just me being my fan self. So once again, thank you to those guys. Go check out the socials of the OIW Podcast Network. Go check out the Guilmy Talk socials or at Guilmy on Twitter. I'm trying to get my Twitter followers up because I haven't really been on Twitter I've had the account forever, but I haven't really used it. And I'm trying to get my social media game up, getting more downloads, more talk about everything, getting bigger guests on. And it's not the guest size or how popular or quote unquote famous they are. As you guys know, I love having a good conversation with people. I'll talk to anybody, and it's just wonderful. Absolutely love it. And I want to just say, go check out batsinthebelfryart.com if you for any wonderful personal gifts that you need for somebody. Go check that out. And if you need any graphic design work, go hit up Robert Carey on Facebook or RobDay509. I know he does fantastic work. Thank you very much for listening, guys. And I just want to say thank you for listening all the way through. I always appreciate it. And if you want to send me a message, you want anybody particular on the show, let me know. I'll try to reach out and get them there for you. Because my new pitch has been working pretty well, I gotta say. That's for a future show. Thanks, guys.